Salutations everyone, this is Razor giving you guys my impressions of the Capture the Flag game mode in Overwatch here in the new lunar year of the rooster, capture the rooster, capture the flag. It was really, it was the game mode that I think a lot of people had on their minds as this should be the next game mode, because we know that, you know, there are really basically only two game modes. Obviously we do have, you know, hybrid of the two, but basically just the payload and the capture points. And we were expecting them to add more. They said they were going to add more, and capture the flag was really the first one that comes to mind. And they implemented it here in this new event in their brawl mode. So it's, you know, not in the going to be in the competitive rotation anytime soon. Blizzard said that they don't have any plans on it, but that could change. And they said that, you know, it took them a long time to get Capture the Flag to work in this game, which you can definitely understand because it being a hero shooter, everyone is not on the level playing field. You know, there are different stats, different weapons, different speeds. You know, this isn't like your typical first-person shooter where everyone has a level playing field or, you know, a slightly customizable playing field based off of a few choices. But, you know, the hero shooter structure does not really condone for every character to be able to do the same kinds of things. So that's why you see here in Capture the Flag, some characters do incredibly well and be very much viable that weren't in the past. Torbjorn and Symmetra and Bastion are really popular picks. And when it comes to the tanks, d.va is very good because she's got that defense matrix to protect as she grabs the flag and is able to boost away. But Winston, probably one of the best flag carriers, if not the best flag carrier in the game, because his ability to put down the dome shield and then leap away, and definitely has one of the better ults, because with that ult, it really drastically reduces the cooldown of his leap, and he's able to capture the flag faster than anyone else can. In most circumstances, some ults aren't very useful, and you know, like some offensive ults or even some defensive ults, or something like, you know, Genji or Soldier, which is sure good for getting kills, but not good for getting a flag, getting to the flag, getting away when you have the flag, protecting a flag carrier, or killing a flag carrier in as many cases as you would hope they would be in order to be viable. You take a look at someone like Zenyatta on this map, which I show in a later gameplay. I have 3 matches for you guys. His Transcendence is one of the best ults in the Capture the Flag meta, because if he gets the flag in this map, he can ult and get a free capture, because he can't be touched because he's invulnerable, and it's also, you know, makes him faster. And you can if you don't get the flag as Zenyatta, you can also just escort somebody basically perfectly. And on this map, it's all about getting a chokehold on, you know, a doorway and keeping them in spawn as you cap the flag over and over and over again. That's basically what this map in Lijiang comes down to in the control center. But when you get to the garden, things are obviously a lot bigger. Fara is a very useful character in Capture the Flag, because you would think you wouldn't see as many hit scanners like Soldier and McCree, but in my experience you actually do, and that's before I pick Fara, or even if I don't pick Fara. For some reason, so many people pick Soldier and Junkrat and McCree, and it's like, that's really not going to help you all that much, outside of, you know, maybe an ult in some circumstances. But Fara is really good because, you know, she can fly, she can get away, she can go over places, destroy Symmetra turrets and Torbjorn turrets, and, you know, give the Bastion a little something to look upwards at. As here I get into their spawn, giving the enemy a different look as they're so focused on the doorway here. And she can get away when she does get the flag. She's not going to be able to get the flag as easy as a d.va or a Roadhog or a Winston, because she doesn't have anything that can, you know, block damage or make her invulnerable or anything like that. But she's good at causing havoc in the enemy flag area so that you or your teammates can pick it up. And of course, like I said, destroy the Symmetra turrets. She's the best one at that. And when you get away and you're in the air, it makes it very difficult, especially when you use that concussive blast. And you can cap the flag like a boss, like I do here with the Fara. So I found myself using Fara a lot. I would use a lot of Winston, but I'm just not very good at him. But once again, very, very good against Symmetra and all of her turrets, so that makes Winston even better than he would be if Symmetra wasn't so darn good. But she is super good, and she's, I wouldn't say she's a must pick. Some people would say that, and I totally get that. I'm not here to argue if that case or not, but she's always taken. Like, I haven't been able to be Symmetra, not that I want to in every single game, but people, the problem with this game in a casual mode, you know, I'm not talking top 500 or, you know, competitively esports, but, you know, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, probably diamond as well as, you know, brawl, where there is no rankings. In a casual stance, everyone is all about defending, and where capture the flag works in games like Halo or Call of Duty or, you know, those other FPSs out there, it works because, you know, everyone's basically the same. They have the same kinds of, no one has more health or more shields, and if you're faster, you're not like going to be a ton faster or a ton slower. So it's a bit more of a level playing field. And yes, you know, camping is absolutely called for when it comes to defending a flag, you know, an objective that doesn't move. You can definitely say that camping would be the way to go. In certain circumstances, that's the best way to keep your turret alive with Torb and to use your primary fire to accentuate the effectiveness that your turrets may be having as Symmetra. So, or, you know, hiding in a corner with Bastion, which I see so many people do. It's like, is that really fun? I don't know. I always question that in pretty much every single video game where people are camping. I don't see how that's fun, but it has to be for some people because a lot of people do it. And here in Overwatch, where we're used to so many different we're used to the other two game modes where camping is definitely not a viable strategy whatsoever. It's not going to work. It's not going to help you. And you're going to need a really good mix of certain types of characters to play certain roles. Whereas in CTF, you don't necessarily need to have a tank or more than one tank. If you can have a D.va, you know, try to get the flag or protect, you know, other potential flag carrier with defense matrix or Winston, whatever. Reinhardt doesn't see as much use, but definitely some use because he does have that shield to, you know, protect possible teammates. But then, of course, there's all those turrets that you have to worry about that will be prevalent in there. The Winston teammate gets another flag cap like a boss because Winston's really, really good at that. And he's one of the better characters to get in because A, he can dive in, B, throw it down the bubble, and C, use his Tesla cannon to destroy, or Tesla coil, I don't remember which it's called, and destroy all those Symmetra turrets and possibly Torbjorn turrets, although he's not as good as taking out the Torbjorn turrets. Fara can do that from a much safer distance as well as the Torbjorn, as well as the Symmetra turrets, because you have the blast. You can take out multiple turrets at a time, and that takes a lot for the Symmetra to get back from. So it's really weird to wait to see the way that so many people play this game mode in so many cases. And I've played my fair amount. Probably around 50-50, 40-60 on, you know, winning versus losing. So, you know, I've seen definitely a ton of characters being used on all three iterations here of Lijiang, and see what's effective and see what's not, or to see what's difficult to go up against, whether you're defending or attacking. And I typically like to go on the attack, because I love capping flags and capture the flag. That's kind of my ish. That's what I try to do. I've played games where, you know, sometimes I need to defend, or sometimes I'm the better one at defending, so we'll do that. Or someone's better at me than capping, so I'll give them that lane. But here in Overwatch, so many people decide to camp their own spawn and camp their whole flag. I can't tell you how many of the games that I've played where both teams are just defending. Nobody is, besides me, trying to get the enemy flag, and that just results in the tie. And there's just so many ties because defending is just such an easy thing to do. The Symmetra turrets, Torbjorn, Bastion, you know, camping, a soldier camping from his own spawn, doing stuff like that. You don't see as many Sombras and Tracers trying to get in there to grab the flag, because part of the balance that they needed to strike with this game mode was that, unlike in some video games in the capture the flag, you need to touch the flag for a long time in order to pick it up and not take damage while you're doing it. Otherwise, d.va would be unstoppable. She's the best flag carrier in the world. All she has to do is boost grab the flag, boost away, defense matrix, until, she gets her boost power back, and then boost away and get an easy cap with all of that, health and armor. Even though she has been nerfed, she would still be unstoppable if you didn't have to touch the flag for, the lengthy period of time that we need here, like, 3 or 4 seconds, whatever it is. So that's why, the squishier characters, while they are more mobile, like a Genji or a Tracer or a Sombra, or, a soldier who can, just sprint ad infinitum, they can't, when contested at the flag, they have a hard time picking up, which, sure, it makes tanks, it gives the tanks a role and gives them something to do. But watch me just pick up the flag right here as the Bastion D.va take all the flack, and I'm just going to transcend all the way to the flag. There's nothing anybody can do about it. That's just unstoppable in that certain case. And in the other two portions of the map, in the other two zones, you can almost do the same thing. It's definitely the best ult to have when you have the flag. Of course, the question is picking up the flag in the first place, because squishies will die easy, and if you take damage, which you are going to a lot unless you take care of the Symmetra turrets and the Symmetra and the Torbjorns and the Bastions, things may be rough for you. So it does take a team effort. Soloing, I could definitely see you can say that soloing is more possible here in CTF, just because I've seen myself and other players just being able to just get 3 flag caps all by themselves, either because the enemy team isn't defending fairly well, or they're pushing too hard, or they're trying to go in too hard, or something like that, or they're simply getting outplayed in the defensive area. And here I'm just going to get a quick little boop, man. There's nothing they can do about it. They can't catch up. So many people camp and so many people defend that it makes it not so much of a fun game mode. There are some aspects of it I like. Some characters are way more useful than they would be, and there's not a huge emphasis on kills, and you have to defend an objective and attack an objective. So it's definitely different and fun, and that's what a lot of people have wanted. But just so many people camp on a casual level, and it makes it not fun. So as it stands right now, I don't know what kind of changes they could make. It is still fun. I would love to see what people at high levels of competition can do with this game mode. But in the casual sense of most people on PC or console, it's just a camp defensive fest where nobody wants to play, and that's kind of boring to me.